Welcome to Earthkind Healing Podcast, the podcast that shares the healing of all Earthkind, hosted by Alan Dempsey. You're all very welcome to this episode of Earthkind Healing Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to give you a glimpse into the last remaining royal site of Ireland, Eain and Macha, the royal site of Ulster, which has been a conflict with the Hill of Tara over an arranged marriage that didn't take place. With the help and guidance and future planning of the goddess Earth, a solution was reached, and I got to end the suffering of a beautiful soul by assisting her heal from a trauma which occurred over 1,000 years ago. When I arrived at Eain and Macha, I started to make my way up the trail towards the large mound. On reaching the trees, I heard a voice saying or asking me if I'd brought a gift. So I quickly checked my pockets and I found a piece of rose quartz. So I responded with yes, and I was told to bring the gift to the tree that called my heart. I looked around, chose the tree, made my way to the tree, and placed the piece of rose quartz at the base of the tree, thinking, okay, I've fulfilled the request. And I continued on my way up to the top of the mound, and I lay down on the grass and closed my eyes, only to find myself being greeted by a king and a queen sitting on their thrones. The king asked me if I knew why I was there, to which I responded no, because at that point I wasn't aware of the conflict. The king proceeded to tell me about the alliance that had existed with the Hill of Tara. He told me they thought they could disrespect us. And while the king was speaking to me, I kept getting an image of a child's wooden rocking horse in the background. I knew I was there to resolve this dispute, but a piece of rose quartz certainly wasn't going to cut it. So I called in the goddess Earth for guidance, only to be told, give them the blue diamond within your heart. Unknown to me, while I was at the Hill of Eisneach, Earth had placed a blue diamond within my heart chakra to give to the king and queen of Eain and Macha. Earth informed me the diamond contained knowledge which was being restored to Ulster. I gave the diamond to the king, and he thanked me. He then informed me the conflict existed for over 1,000 years. The diamond alone, or along with its contents, brought harmony to the spirits of the land, all thanks to the goddess Earth. It now made sense. When I arrived, I was asked if I had a gift, and I was told to bring the gift to the tree that called my heart. Earth had placed the diamond in my heart, and the king knew it was there. I mentioned a few moments ago I saw a child's wooden rocking horse. Curiosity got the better of me about this horse because I kept seeing it. So I decided to ask the king and queen, and they told me we had a child who wasn't accepted. Their daughter suffered a terrible trauma which severely impacted her mental health. I was shown images of their child, now an adult, clearly suffering, and I was also shown the images of what the king did to those that hurt his daughter. The poor girl had suffered so much over the last 1,000 years. Anyone who has ever been to Eain and Macha will know that there is a second mound, much smaller, just a short distance, I suppose, from the large mound. So I made my way towards this smaller mound, and as I got there I started to walk around it. And at that moment I could see the daughter of the king and queen in the centre, screaming at me to go away. She was clearly uncomfortable with a man approaching her. So I sat down on the grass and I started to talk to her. Reached into my pocket and took out a crystal that I bought for myself the previous day. As soon as I took it out of my pocket, she was instantly drawn to it. So I brought it over towards her and I gave it to her. And as I gave it to her, I could see the calmness coming over, and I started to send her healing to lift the fear, the hurt and the pain that was within her. I was shown what happened to her and what happened to the men for what they had done to her. The more healing I sent her, the calmer she became. Her clothes started to evolve from dark clothes into these beautiful white clothes, radiating this white light. The poor soul was tormented not only by what happened to her, but also in fear of every man that came close to her since, which I believe was over 1,000 years. This is why I do what I do. When we go to sacred sites, we're told about the main events, the battles, the formidable characters of the past. But what about the spirits that are residing there today? That princess carried the trauma of being sexually assaulted for over 1,000 years. My trip to Eain macha reunited the last royal site and also allowed me to help an amazing soul heal, one which greets me with a smile and a hug every time I go there. This work is vital to the future of Ireland, the world, humanity and our solar system. More and more spirits of the land are being empowered daily. The island of Ireland is changing and word is spreading throughout the world. I recently had 2 Native Americans appear in my sitting room asking me for help in Sedona. This work is spreading among the spirits of the land like a spider web. They're all doing their part to help heal the world. On my way home from Eain macha that day, I stopped at Rathcron only to be shown images of the Great Pyramid of Egypt and some of the equipment that was used after the pyramids were built. Yeah, you heard me correctly. The equipment that was used after they were built, which I don't believe anyone is aware of today. If you recall from a previous episode, I was given a staff at Rathcron by a spirit who I described as Egyptian. Now I'm being shown images of the pyramids while I'm at the royal site of Rathcron. There is certainly a link between these sites. In a future episode, I will share my experiences and the work that was carried out on the pyramids in Egypt. A few weeks after my visit to Eain macha, I found myself going back to the Hill of Tara with a friend. And as we arrived there, we just started to walk around the site and messages were flowing. And my friend turned to me at one point and said, "I have a message. There is now peace among this land. Now the war is over." I cannot emphasize the importance of that message. If the royal sites of Ireland were not at peace, are not working as one, the knowledge, the wisdom and the healing energy was not flowing throughout the island of Ireland. This in itself is a great achievement for the healers of Ireland, but it's only the start. There is much, much more work to be done, and I'm not alone. I know of many, many healers throughout the island of Ireland and throughout the world that are doing this work. In the next episode, I'm going to give you a little insight into a grieving Egyptian princess and how she helped re-establish the ancient alliance between Ireland and Egypt. I hope you enjoyed this episode and thank you for listening. For more information about Earthkind Healing, please visit earthkindhealing.com. Bye for now. For more information on Earthkind Healing, please visit earthkindhealing.com or follow me, Alan the Healer, on Facebook, Instagram or TikTok.